Live from 7Sports, this is the Orange and Blue Review.
Welcome back.
We're back. Good morning, everybody.
Time to talk.
It's Victory Monday.
It's just coffee. Okay, I'm
just
checking.
coffee, yeah.
I'm just checking.
What did you think it was?
I don't know. You went to the weather center, no telling what you come back
Scotch?
with. No, the radar does funny things to those drinks back there. Hey, thanks for joining us. You can call in if you'd like to share your thoughts with us. You can find us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. But we'd love to hear from you. Call 303-831-6397 is the number.
Exactly.
That's news.
Well, Mitch, the theme of the day is the run game.
Yeah.
It came alive. Let's just go over some quotes real quick.
Much different than the week before.
That was the key. I think that really was the key. To be winning is to stay calm and have a nice balance between running the football.
You know what else
and
it
passing
afforded
the
them to
football.
do is in each quarter they also had the possession time was
Right.
much greater
Exactly.
because they controlled the clock a little more. With
Yeah. I mean, you look at time of possession. It was 34 minutes for the Broncos and about 26 minutes. Yeah, you hold on to the ball. Obviously, well, that's what teams try to do to the Broncos is keep Peyton off the field.
Keep him off the field,
by running the football. But yeah, they actually did that themselves. C.J. Anderson, you got to give it to the big boys up front. They took so much from the outside and the media all week. Are they going to get it together? They made a statement. And as I told you about Potrose saying you got to run the football to win in the postseason and late in the season. So
well, this time last week we were thinking, well, can they do this? I think they've answered it.
Yeah, exactly.
They got to do it on the road now.
Right.
But,
you got to, as Troy Rank said, there's a difference between doing it at home and on the road at Kansas City, which is going to be great.
All right. So Arran Anderson's joining us on the phone to getting a mani-pedi, I guess. So that's why he can't be here. Arran, what's going on?
That's it.
What's up, Arran?
What's up, guys? Mani-pedi. I'm actually at a car dealership that rhymes with Nexus, and they've got a plate full of.
I don't want to give me free advertising.
That's it.
Yeah.
Listen, they've got a plate full of donuts I've been stuffing my face.
Nice.
I thought I would call you guys. I've been listening. Wonderful job. I was entertained by the game yesterday. I thought it was fun to see the running game finally get established. But I have to tell you, I am very scared heading into next Sunday. The Chiefs have had 10 days to get ready for this football game.
Boy. That's true. And they lost
the Rams.
Yeah.
They've beaten the Rams. They've beaten the Patriots. And they beat the Seahawks. Those are the three teams that the Broncos have lost to. I think Andy Reid's going to have this team fired up and ready to go.
Well, look, the Chiefs were in control of the division until they lost to the Raiders on Thursday Night Football. First of all, they're going to be a little bit upset about their loss to Oakland.
So they're going to be
Second
after
of
us.
all, as Arran just said, 10 days, sort of like the mini bye week when you play on Thursday night to get ready. And their home crowd, it's a night game. They know what's at stake here. The Broncos also are and got to know what's at stake. After their performance yesterday, if they go in and run the football against the Chiefs like they did against the Dolphins, who have a very good defense, or ranked number 2 coming in, then the Broncos can take control of the AFC West. So this is a huge, pivotal game late in the season.
Oh, it's monumental. And, listen, I think it's great that they were able to establish the run. And C.J. Anderson, my question to John Fox and the staff is, if this is what this young man is capable of, why have we not seen more of him up until the last 3 weeks?
I know.
I mean, this guy, he makes people miss at the line of scrimmage. The first guy never gets him down. He's always falling forward. And it just seems to me based on, and I know that Ronnie Hillman and Monte Ball are injured, it just seems to me from a fan perspective, this is a guy who makes things happen. But yeah, back to the KC game, this is monumental. They win that game. They've got a 2-game lead over KC. Actually 3 because they'll own the head-to-head. And, they already have beaten the Chargers once. We've got 5 games left in the season. They certainly need to keep this momentum going. And like I say, Arrowhead, it's going to be a great atmosphere on Sunday night.
That's tough. And early in the season, we were also talking about the defense not quite gelling, and then that started to come on a few games into it. What do you think of the defense's performance yesterday?
Well, I thought for the first 3 quarters, first 55 minutes, I think we were all nervous. But, as we saw early on in the season, they've had a propensity to rise to the occasion. And that's what we saw when the pass was tipped and T.J. Ward made the interception and turned this ball game around. I wonder what would have happened had Burst not fumbled the punt in the third quarter. It seemed like the defense was starting to gain some momentum.
Right.
If they hadn't been given such a short field, I would have been interested to see if they couldn't have, shut Tannehill and the Dolphins down.
You're right.
Ultimately, they made the play when it counted, and they got the W. So at this point,
looked good
it wasn't pretty,
no.
it wasn't easy, but that's really all that matters, that they won the game.
You're right. I mean, look, you give up 36 points, you're like, oh, well, there could be a problem here. But I was encouraged by the fact that they finally blitzed. They very rarely blitz, and Jack Del Rio likes to play the base defense, kind of vanilla, and just let them do what they do. But he finally sent T.J. Ward after the quarterback a couple times. He busted in there scot-free a few times. You got to make some changes and do that a little bit. So I was encouraged by the fact that let's kind of let it loose here. Let's blitz a little bit. Let's take some chances. They did get the big turnover. So the Dolphins, again, were a good team, both offensively and defensively.
We were worried about the Dolphins game about 4 or 5 games ago before we were still starting to get a little shaky after last week.
But again, Arran, we talk about the road, man. Troy Rank brought it up. They've beaten 2 terrible teams on the road. They've lost to good teams on the road.
Yeah.
This is a good team on the road in a place that is extremely tough. I don't know what to expect in this game. I'm really struggling with how I think this team's going to come out and play in Kansas City on Sunday night.
Well, the good news is that I just read via Twitter that Danny Trevathan will be back to practice this week. So potentially we're looking at a boost on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah.
Brandon Marshall, I read, and I didn't realize this during the game, but he went down with a concussion.
Yeah.
So if Trevathan is indeed back, the timing couldn't be any better. But as you know, Broncos-Chiefs always play great football games. I mean, look, in week 2, when KC came here, we thought that was going to be more or less a walkthrough type scrimmage. That's how banged up they were and how bad they looked. This is a team that I believe has won 6 of their last 8. Of course, everybody's going to say, oh, they lost to the Raiders. They did. It was a trap game. It was a Thursday night. Inclement weather, I get it. But playing in front of that crowd is really going to fire that team up. And I would be surprised if this game didn't come down to the last possession. It's going to be one of those rock'em sock'em football games.
Yeah,
And,
especially after losing against the Raiders. That fan base and that team's got to be, woo.
My hope is that we see the Broncos of the final 5 minutes of yesterday's game versus the Broncos of the first 55, where you're sitting there going, come on, guys, where they hit the ground running and give KC their best shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's the deal. C.J. Anderson said the offensive line made a statement, and we talk about statement games. This is a statement game coming up. This is a game where you prove late in the season you can win on the road in a tough situation against a good team. This is a situation, this is like a playoff game, Arran. I would call this a pre-playoff game Sunday night.
Yeah, amen. And look, if you don't win this football game, there's a very good chance Broncos open up on the road against Indianapolis to start the postseason.
Right.
And, if you want to play at home, this is when the men and boys are separated.
Dude,
this is a game you have to have.
The men and the boys. Thank you, sir.
Hopefully your car gets out of there all right from the old dealership. Enjoy some free donuts and coffee upstairs there. You can play a game of pool and watch a movie while you're at it.